Imagine waking up to an inbox that already knows you, what matters, what's noise, and what can wait. No sorting, no filtering, no overwhelm, just clarity. That's the power of Code Defense AI, built by Justin Abrams, CEO of Aryo Consulting Group. It's the system that learns your habits, filters cold emails before you even see them, and gives you back the one thing you can't buy, and that's time. Let's talk about how AI is changing how we work through your emails. Let's get into it. Welcome to Lead with AI. I'm Dr. Tamara Nall. In each episode, we will take you behind the scenes with visionary leaders shaping the future of AI across public and private sectors. Join us as we explore groundbreaking projects and innovations that are transforming industries and making a real impact on people's lives. Let's dive in. Hi, everyone. How are you? This is Dr. T, and I am so excited this week. We are going to talk about something we all experience, and that's these random hundreds and thousands of cold emails that come into our inbox. So I am so happy to talk to Justin Abrams, who is the CEO of Aryo Consulting. Justin, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. How are you?
I'm doing amazing, and I'm excited to talk about this because I definitely need it. In fact, I was looking at my inbox the other day, and I have 30,000 unread emails, and I'm pretty sure 90% of those are ones I don't even want to look at. So if I had known about cold defense before, I wouldn't be in that situation. But before we get into that, our listeners want to know about who you are at your core. Tell us about the journey as started REO Consulting, but specifically code defense. And why that, of all things that you could have started, AI is powerful, and I know that that's what powers code defense. So just talk to us about who you are at your core.
Sure. So I run Aryo Consulting Group. It's really a consulting firm focused on growing businesses, growing small businesses. And a large part of that has kind of fallen into the AI world, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fastest way to grow today is, throw AI into your business. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a great business. I have no problem. But today, to kind of really talk about cold defense,
Mm-hmm.
that was really one of the big problems I was finding was so much of my day was just getting bombarded with
Yeah.
emails.
Yeah.
And the problem is like many emails are great emails from my clients or from friends or from, employees. And so it's not something I can just not look at. It's not like something I can just ignore. I'm
Mm-hmm.
constantly on it. So I really tried to figure out, well, how can I, if I'm trying to grow other people's businesses and
Mm-hmm.
half of my time is spent getting, hey, quick question. Hey, John, what are you doing? It's like very difficult for me to really remain like fully focused.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I started Cold Defense. Like, how can I bring that really low cost AI strategy to some people just to build them back focus? Like, focus is the number one thing that customers ask for.
Mm-hmm. Now tell us a little bit more about it. Is it just blocking kind of what we would call cold emails, or is it also able to filter? I mean, you said you might have a customer and they might have a question and you need to read that, but maybe it's not as a big of a priority as something else. So is it just a blocker of cold emails, or does it have something else tied to it?
So a big problem with this was figuring out how do we define a cold email versus a regular human asking, "Hey, I have a quick question." So what we really did was we tried to pull all of the incoming emails. We don't actually read your emails. We
Mm-hmm.
scan them for certain keywords,
Okay.
and then we cross filter. And then basically over time, we've gotten really good at figuring out what looks like a cold email versus what could be potentially a really honest question from someone, or potentially a lead that says, "I have a quick question. Do you do this?"
Mm-hmm.
We filter out only the bad, obviously cold emails, throw those into spam. So it really flags them as well. It makes it We're really trying to make it impossible for people to cold email you and just hurt like the math to build out a cold email infrastructure system. So
I
yeah,
know that sounds like you're killing a certain industry here.
that's the goal.
That's the goal. Okay, got it. So you kind of already got into a question I was going to ask a little bit later. So since we're here, let's continue. So how does it work? Like if we open up the hood and look at the brain of it, you kind of talked about scans for certain keywords. Now, if I sign up for it, and I'm sure you have kind of like a baseline of keywords, but can I also customize the keywords, or is it so AI powered that you already code defense already knows what those are?
So no, it's a very good question. What it will do is take your information from your site and try to understand like a little bit more. But you can certainly add in your own custom keywords. You can certainly add in your own thoughts, and it will slowly learn over time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then usually in the beginning, I tell people like check your spam, like pretty, religiously for the first
Mm-hmm.
week. If you find anything that is maybe flagged for no reason, as soon as you tell it to unflag it, that'll
Okay.
go back to us, and basically we can improve the algorithm slowly but surely.
Okay, got it. Now, I feel like if I use Google or Outlook or anything like that, it does automatically. There are some emails that automatically go to spam, and I could unflag it, and then in the future that doesn't do that. So, how is code defense different? What's your competitive differentiation from my current email that does that, or any other company that does that?
Yeah, believe it or not, there's really no companies that do it that well. Google and Microsoft, which are the two largest email providers with Outlook and Gmail, um, while they do that like theoretically, it's really only like really bad, obvious, like clearly bad, not just spam, but like really bad malicious where.
Okay. Okay.
So just in the last, let's say, month, I've probably got 10,000 spam emails that we've caught just in cold, just for myself. And I'm, not anything fancy, right? If you're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, you're going to be getting millions of people asking you, "Hey, can we sell you this, that?" We don't want that. Like my goal is to just remove that layer and make kind of like make people meet in person or have more specific conversations to lead them out. I do not want cold email to waste people's time.
That is amazing. So, talk to us about that holy smokes moment. What is a jaw dropping moment where people first experience code defense and then they realize that, oh my God, this changes everything for me?
Yeah, so the one of the first clients we had was a recruiter. And that's a really hard industry to flag correctly because you get a lot of incoming people who they're not spam emails, but they are cold emails often. And so the important thing is, are these people legitimate? Are they relevant to that recruiter? Because obviously, if someone is trying to sell you something, that can be a bit flagged. Whereas opposed to like someone sending their resume unsolicited, it's actually useful for that person. So the AI figured this out without us ever even planning for this use case. And then we realized after a few weeks, like, oh, this is working way better than we thought. Like it's just going to be a huge issue. And so that was like my holy smokes moment of like AI's done this job way better than I could have thought.
I mean, that's kind of like when you're a chef, right? You bake a cake and you taste it, and it's like, "Woo, this is good." So you know it's good because you are as the creator, actually was the one that says it is good. Okay, and talk to us. Give us another example where a customer came to you and said, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing. My life has changed."
Yeah, a lot of them actually they say, "Hey, this is amazing for email. Can you do it for LinkedIn now? Or can you do it?" And so I'm seeing like a lot of people are realizing they can't live without it, but they have even more demands, right? And if you remember years and years ago, people used to cold call you and try to sell you stuff. That has since been banned under like a can spam flagging and that's not allowed anymore. I still do get some, but it's gone down quite a lot. This is something that is really hard to solve, and I'm just trying to help some people focus a bit more. Warren Buffett and Bill Gates have said that the most important thing for their career has been focusing. And so if I can even add a
Yeah.
little bit more to their time and, focus on what matters to them.
Yeah, yeah, no, I love that. I mean, soon we're gonna have like, I don't know, code defense Facebook or marketing or code defense linked or something. You can't do LinkedIn because that probably will get you in trouble. But you will be able to
Yes.
help people in other areas of their digital communications, and so that's pretty fascinating. Well, kudos. That means it's actually working. If people are like, yeah, but I need something more. That's good, Justin. Kudos for that. Now let's talk about the ethics. I mean, AI is just growing. You can develop a product easily, very quickly. So, but there's the ethics about it and behind it. And I think that for the people that I know that are petrified by AI or a little bit nervous about AI, it is around, well, I don't want everybody to know my data or that's too scary. How are you and your co-defense team thinking about ethics?
It's probably the first thing we think about because people do not want to share their data, their private emails with us. And we totally understand that. My job was never to see your data, to read it. That was not my intention. And as a business owner myself, I have thousands of NDAs that I've had to sign. So even if I didn't particularly care personally, from a business perspective, I would have to be extremely careful of that. So what we do is number one, we don't read the emails themselves. We just scan for certain keywords and we scan for other like basically negative keywords. And we also scan like your email footer. There's a lot of information that comes just from like the details of the email itself. Um, and then we also don't store the data. So we're just basically recycling the keywords, figuring out if that's a fit, giving it a score. And if it is, it's sending it to spam. If it's not, it's sending it into your inbox. Other than that, we don't have any insight unless you want to like basically unflag something and give us the option to review it. But that's just for our information to like improve the algorithm. We don't read it at all. I'm not interested in looking at anyone's emails. And I think it's an extremely important question, though.
Right. Yeah. And then so does it hit the email first and then it kind of scans it, or does it scan it first and then the email hits in the right place?
No, yeah. So it actually, every email that you'll get is ever so slightly delayed now, like a few seconds. So what it's doing is it's ingesting your 10 emails that you got at 1:01 p.m. And then it's saying, okay, this looks good, this looks bad, this looks good. So then once it's approved, it will send it like a few seconds delayed. And so you're not actually getting an email and then seeing it disappear. That was a huge problem for me in the first iteration of this.
Right. And that's the beauty of AI and building AI products is that whole development and saying, no, that's not quite what I want. Let's train it and build it for how I want. And so is it an app that's connected to my email? Because you're saying, we have no desire to read your email. So is it an app? Like if I use Microsoft 365 or even if I use Gmail, Yahoo, people are still using, how does that work? Is it an app that's connected?
Yeah, right now it's a Chrome extension. The
Okay.
365 we're working on, that's a little bit harder to do. But yeah, that will ultimately be like a Microsoft Store app as well.
Okay, got it. Perfect. Now let's talk about the future. And I used to ask, but what does 5 years look like from now? But the future could be in an hour, it could be tomorrow, a month from now. What does the future for code defense look like?
You know, I think the biggest thing for me is getting, 1,000 people that really love our products. Everyone, like every time I talk to people, I'm like, do you love getting cold emails? Like, do you love getting unsolicited messages to like
Right,
waste your day? It's like
right.
we all have only, 24 hours in the day. Like people are just stealing this time from you. So if
Yeah.
I can get 1,000 people that love this, I really do believe it will flourish forever, because it's just such a hated thing. Um,
Mhm.
and I really have yet to find, because it's quite difficult on the back end to get it set up. So I really haven't found anyone that's competing in this space. There are some like email improvers, email AI. There's like a company called Fixer. but they don't really do the spam and the cold email blocking.
Oh, okay. That's amazing. So the future's already here for you.
Exactly.
You don't have the competition. That's good. So, my listeners are very curious and sometimes they can doubt a little bit. What is something that they can do today, this week, to really get to know and learn and feel the power of code defense?
Okay, before you even download anything of my product, which by the way, you can get a free trial, 30 days. I it's we are trust me, we're trying to make your life easier, but just almost think like meditatively. Just now that you are thinking about it, try and see how many cold emails you're getting throughout the day. Is it one? Is it five? Is it 10? And
Mm-hmm.
realize like how much of that is taking up your mental headspace. Like it's probably more than you think now. It's like once you get the car, now you start to see that car all over the place. Um, and just try to value your time. Think like, I mean, it's $20 a month. It's not expensive, but think like, would this make my life better? If how much more better? Like that's what I want you to think about. Don't think about the product, it just think about the problem.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So I always have this segment called From One Genius to Another. And our last guest has a question for you, and I love it. I love it. I couldn't wait to tell you about it and hear what you have to say. So here you go, Justin. Imagine AI disappeared overnight. Which part of your daily life or work would be most disrupted, and how would you handle it? AI is gone, it's no longer here. What would be disrupted, and how would you handle it?
I think a lot of the operations of our business, from the social media content to all of the things that are made significantly easier on the
Right.
marketing side, I just don't know how I would live without it.
Right.
I would have to hire teams of people to do this.
Mhm.
It would probably cost me, tens of thousands of dollars more a month versus just using
Yeah.
AI and owning it myself or having one other team member. So,
Mhm.
and I think it's only getting better with the video improvements and VO and it to me the marketing stuff because that's what I spend a lot of my time on. It's just fabulous.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. It's interesting because one area of research for me is human AI relationships. That's from your best friend all the way to your romantic partner, your romantic lover. And people are like, oh my gosh, a partner, a romantic partner. And I tell people, if you, for instance, let's just use something simple like ChatGPT. If you use it every day in your life and then it went down or it went to five and you got frustrated because you're not getting the same results as four, because you're frustrated, that means that you too are in relationship with AI.
Hmm.
So, and then people's eyes get so large. And I mean, it is. At this point in life, I am not sure what I would do if it were to disappear. It'd be more costly. I'd get less sleep. So, yeah, I love that answer. And thanks for being honest about that.
Oh yeah, it's a major part of my day, and I'm just glad to have it now. I wish I had it 10 years ago.
Exactly. And I think we should embrace it. People don't want you to know that they went and said, okay, reword this email so that it sounds friendlier. There's no shame in that. People should embrace it and just realize that it just helps them with their lives.
Def-
All right, Justin, here we go. Bonus rapid fire. I'm going to ask you a question and you're going to give me a rapid response. If you want to take a little bit longer, I'll let you, but let's just see what you have to say. So, what is the most overrated tech trend?
Ooh, I gotta be honest, it's very topical for today. Is the Meta Ray-Bans that are coming out and the VR goggles. I don't know if I am a believer in them. I don't know, like they're not they're too connected, and I think humans are gonna just realize that they want to be like the phone, having this phone is far enough away versus just being into your eyes. Um, and I know there's a lot of really good products out there, and my father-in-law just bought the new Ray-Bans, but I just don't see it happening.
Got it. Underhyped AI breakthrough.
Oh, I think a lot of the video marketing stuff that's coming out now is pretty phenomenal. It's still missing like one or two things, but we've seen this in the past of like these major breakthroughs have just been that, you just wait 3 months and now they're solved. And so I think like in the next few months, the number of video ads that are going to come out with AI, and I'm already seeing them, but like they're still pretty rudimentary. I think in the next, let's say 6 months to a year, 30% of ads that I'm going to see are going to be video AI.
Awesome. Now, which tools do you use for your video creation? I'm always curious.
Yeah, so there's a few. So I've used the VO before. That's pretty good, but the audio is kind of off. Mid-Journey's Animate is fantastic, like truly fantastic. And then there's another couple of them from China that are actually like phenomenal. Um, they're like missing the audio, but I still think like you can tell a really good story. It's a great exercise to just try to tell a story using AI. It does everything else, but you still have to come up with the story itself.
You do. You absolutely do. All right, perfect. What's one book we should all read?
Oh man, I mean, does it have to be AI or can it be anything?
It could be anything.
That's a great question. Um, Fooled by Randomness by Nassim Taleb is a really great book. Just kind of talks about how you can use data incorrectly to kind of convince yourself of the wrong decision. And I think as AI is getting kind of like owning a lot of the relationship on our decisions, it is important to kind of like understand what you're going to make a mistake on, and are you really making those mistakes, or are you just being fooled by these numbers that seem right?
Awesome. Okay, scare us. Your biggest, boldest AI prediction.
Oof. I think we're going to see a lot of robotic AI kind of interfaces in the next few years. And that's really scary to jobs. Like right now, we've seen a lot of like the white collar jobs go away. And I'm particularly worried about some of that stuff. But we haven't really seen the people in the storefronts and the plumbers and the landscapers and all of these people. That's my biggest worry. I'm extremely fearful of that. I'm trying my best to, stay competitive, but it's hard in this world.
Yeah, no, I definitely get it. And you're right. Consultants really have to think about how they're going to compete with AI in a lot of areas. So I really enjoyed this discussion. I want to tell you what I tell a lot of service men and women when I see them. Thank you for your service. Because cold defense is out there on the front lines, making sure that, like you said, we're not using this mental space trying to say, oh, should I read that email or even scan it? Because even if you scan it, it's taking away some mental capacity that you could be putting towards something else. So you're doing the good work, Justin. So
Thank you.
thank you to you and the cold defense team. How can we get in contact with you? How can we try cold defense? Let us know. Social media, LinkedIn, any ways that we can get in contact with you, Aryo Consulting, and Cold Defense.
Yeah, so you can find me on LinkedIn. It's just Justin Abrams. Based in Boston. I would love to grab coffee with anyone that's listening. That sounds amazing to talk to people in person, get rid of the AI for a bit. And that LinkedIn's probably the best place to find me, but they can also go on my website, ariocg for consulting group.com or Cold Defense. I think it's cold-defense.com. And yeah, go ahead. I will gladly give you a free trial and hopefully give you some time back.
Awesome. Well, Justin, thank you so much. And we look forward to learning more about cold defense and what it's going to do with your big bold prediction. And to everyone who's listening, take care and remember to lead with AI. Thanks for tuning in to Lead with AI. I'll see you next time as we continue exploring the cutting edge innovations shaping AI across the public and private sectors. Until then, keep leading with AI.